There is no harsher environment on the planet. Give me an hour of an extraordinary life over a lifetime of the ordinary. If you mention Sahara, people immediately go to hot, uncomfortable, dangerous, Al-Qaeda minefields.
The Sahara Desert stretches from the pyramids in Egypt across northern Africa, and it's larger than all of Australia, the harshest landscape on Earth. Their goal is to set a new world record and cross more than 2,000 kilometres of desert. To get here has taken 9 months of planning and a single moment of madness. Geoff Wilson is a Gold Coast vet and father of 3, Jade, Java and Katali.
I think it's important we all escape. And one thing I often say to my mates is, listen, don't let the boy within die. I think the pressures of modern life can pressure that little person away and you cease to dream.
We find the kite buggiers on a windswept beach in southern Morocco where the Sahara meets the sea.
And we've got northerly wind.
Okay.
That's what we need.
That's what we need. They've called their adventure Mad Way South, and it's clear from the start they will have to brace themselves for the unexpected. But within hours of leaving, the 4 adventurers have lost contact with each other. It's been a punishing night, but there's no turning back. The strange men and their flying machines bound on through the African scrub into the unknown. The terrain is breathtaking and brutal.
I'm calm.
Day after day, the searing temperature tops 50 degrees. The cook collapses.
How serious is he now, do you reckon?
He's sick, but the problem is out here, if he keeps vomiting, he can go from serious to dead in very short order. I think you've...
The next leg of the journey takes them into the heart of the desert. The Australian government has a simple travel warning: don't go there.
Yeah, mines and bandits. We're in bandit country.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that. If there's things like that, there'll be unexploded ones lying around because they don't all go bang.
It's day 9 and Geoff senses trouble ahead.
We should have just had a day off, sorted out the big ones. Instead, someone's going to get hurt today.
I saw what happened. The kite lifted him and the buggy up, but the wheel was last to leave, so I turned it upside down and just pancaked him into the side of the rocks.
I feared that he had a massive brain bleed and that we would lose him within a matter of 2 or 3 hours. He started to go into shock, and you're looking at him and you think, this man is dying. What have I done?
Within 4 days, showing true Anzac spirit, Steve is back in a buggy and the challenge is back on. The roaring wind drives them across the 1,000 kilometre mark. They're flying at more than 50 kilometres an hour.
It was like a massive hit of some crazy drug.
By the 4th week, they've covered more than 2,000 kilometres and the finish is in sight. After 30 punishing days, they arrive at the end of their extraordinary adventure. They've made it.
If it just stimulates one person in Australia to step out of their comfort zone, then I think we've achieved something above and beyond the expedition.
Will this be it?
No, I don't think I'll stop this side of the grave.
You might die doing what you love.
And that's it. And you know, from Sarah's point of view, what would really upset her, and I hope she agrees with me, is if I curled up and became normal.
Certainly not normal. Hey, you wanted to ask Katali. You far away,
Katali, hold that microphone up
and tell the boys, the men, the story of how you got the name Katali. And you can spell it if you need to. Just spell it slowly.
I got the name Katali when Dad was born in a little town in Kenya, which was called Kitale, and it's spelled Kitale.
Good as gold. And do you normally get called the Katali all the time, or do some people call it? What do you prefer?
People call me Kit or Kit Kat. And
Okay. Good as gold. Good stuff. Thank you very much. You can stay up here with Dad because this is all about.
Bit of disco.
Oh, gee. Oh, good. Very good. I met Geoff down the coast, and I was just absolutely enthralled by the man. What was that powerful saying? You had a one-liner up there that you let loose, Geoff. What was it?
I think I shared this when I last met you. One of my passions is as an Australian male, often when we're in our 20s, we feel bulletproof, and a lot of you 20-something guys out here will relate to that. The next 20 years knocks the shine off. You know, focusing on business and family, and you might have a few knocks along the way, and you enter your 40s, and a lot of us have let that little boy within die. And a lot of these adventures we run are designed to be completely outlandish, and it's only something that the boy within would dream of, because the old man wouldn't think of it. And they're designed to reignite that fire in your belly and make you feel like you're bulletproof. And if you cop a bullet out there, you'll heal from it. But the boy within, the most important thing is to make sure that boy within doesn't die. And one of my greatest joys out of that Sahara trip was not the fact that we hold the record for the longest kite journey on Earth. It's not the fact that we're the first to have crossed the Sahara Desert by wind power. It's the 13 guys that did that trip will never be the same. They will never let that boy within die because they were part of something greater.
What's the connection to challenge and adventure with you and God?
I come from a Christian family, but I did not make a commitment until the day I was nearly killed. I was 18 and crossing the Sahara once again by bicycle. And we were in southern Egypt, and the three guys I was travelling with two guys and myself, were travelling as a team of three going by bicycle, trying to get to Kenya, had been getting eaten alive by mosquitoes at night, and decided we'd try and get into the desert to sleep. And we came across a military checkpoint, and the soldier there seemed to have some sort of manifestation, just went off the deep end. Anyway, he put a gun to my head, and I could see his knuckle going white because he was very, very tan because he was an Egyptian living in the desert. And at the moment he put the gun to my head, my mother woke up in Indonesia and had a word from God saying, your son's about to die. And she got on her hands and knees and prayed for me, and that man could not pull the trigger. And I could see the knuckle going white, and then there was a loud click, and I thought that was my brains being splattered out behind the bicycle. But it was the belt feeding into the chamber, and they all carried Russian-made Kalashnikovs, so it was an old-style gun. And I saw the round go in, so I knew the next shot was a live round. And once again, I could see his finger, and he just couldn't seem to pull the trigger. So after about a very tense 30 seconds, we backed away and cycled away, and we were expecting to be shot in the back, and it never came. And it was that night that I committed my life to Christ.
So all the people who say they're atheists, if they got caught out in the middle of the ocean in a rubber ducky, have you met any out there that are atheists?
No, I mean, I respect a man who's generally an atheist in a life and death situation and doesn't cry out, because I have not met a man in a life and death situation. We're all wired to call out just before death. And I've got a stand to tell you this story. Where one of the adventures we had, this little man was on. He was, Kitty, on the Calypso, you're about 6. We had my 3 kids, my wife and I, I decided I wanted to learn how to sail. So we bought a boat off the internet out of Trinidad, and it got shipped into Brisbane, came to the dock, and the fella told me to move it. And I said to him, no, you better move it. And he said, why? I'm not insured for it. I said, well, you're downside safe, and that if I move it, I don't know how to sail. And he said, well, you've just bought a 54-foot yacht, and you don't even know how to sail. Anyway, a lot of these challenges, we encourage guys to learn new skills. So the next 6 weeks, I learned how to sail and navigate. About a year later, we're sailing off the coast of Sumatra. One of my greatest fears off that coast were these massive electric storms that used to come in the evening and the night. And a lightning strike on a fiberglass sailboat is a career-ending injury. And in the distance, at about 11 o'clock at night, I could see a storm building on radar. But I've never before or since seen a storm like this storm. And I could see it on radar before it came over the horizon. When it came over the horizon from east to west, there was absolutely no way we could outrun this storm. The wind was sucking us into it, and the leading edge was alive with more electricity than I've ever seen. And the lightning bolts were hitting the sea, and we could see the big splashes of water where these bolts were hitting the sea. So I put all our spare GPSs in the oven, because if you get a direct lightning strike, it wipes out all your electrics. I don't navigate by sextant, so if I lose the GPS, we were all dead.